Welcome to the Soul Brother #1 channel. If you're new here, please click the subscribe button. Also click on the notification button, hit all notifications so you'll be notified when I upload a new video. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new to the channel, go ahead and click the subscribe button and also click the notification bell button so you'll be notified when I upload a new video. I'm going to get into this article about a Chinese man attacking a Taiwanese church. I heard about this on one touring video. He didn't go in depth with it. He was doing a video on a different subject, more about a post he did on Twitter, but he also mentioned it, so I had to look the article up. And here I found two articles on it. One, this article about it, and then an update on it. And I'm going to go ahead and read both of them. These articles come from NPR, I think it's JWCT News. Is titled A Daily Church. It's titled A Daily Church Shooting Exposed the Complex of Taiwanese and Chinese Identity. Last month, a man born Taiwanese opened fire at a Taiwanese church in California. He wrote that he did not because he opposed Taiwanese independence from China. The gunfire left one person dead and 5 injured, and exposed how rising tension between Taiwan and China are playing out in the USA. NRPS Emily Fang reports. Emily Fang Bayline just before 68-year-old David Wu Chu glued and chain shut the doors of this California church, then shot the elderly congregation inside. He mailed his handwritten diary to a Taiwanese newspaper. He titled history Diary of the Angel of Destroying Independence, Taiwanese Independence from China. Tony Lee from Sweden, European country, Japanese, Australia, Taiwanese, Taiwan around the world. This is the reporter Fang talking. Fang. Now, Taiwanese advocates Tony Lee shows me how the California street corner outside the Galvin Protestant Church is covered with flowers from Taiwanese people living all over the world. First English language covers described child, the shooter, as a Chinese immigrant. In fact, he was born in Taiwan to Chinese parents. A group of people in Taiwan called. In fact, he was born in Taiwan to Chinese parents. A group of people in Taiwan called the Waishinern, meaning outside province people. Many Waishinern expected and want Taiwan to one day become one country with China. Lee explained they also had lots of political privileges, but as Taiwan became its own democracy, that changed. Lee, this is what the guy saying. There, in this article, you got Fang speaking, then some guy named Lee speaking, who's a Taiwanese advocate. I probably should justify that. I'm reading Lee part now. So they say, wait a minute. We have before we came, we did not have now. So that's why they are Chinese. So that's why it came out, this killer Taiwanese. This is Fawn talking. Even in California, Waishinern immigrants and Baishinern or native province Taiwanese kept their distance from each other. For example, the church that child target was known for its wealthy pro-Taiwanese Baishinern congregation. But first child seemed to sell in the U.S. He specialized in a hospital and wrote a book on wine. Then in his life and finances unraveled after a divorce, he began ranting to raccoonets about how much he resented Taiwan, the Franco independence. This is somebody else called from Jinko. It's more like a back and forth conversation, nothing really talking about from what I'm seeing in this article. And basically trying to humanize him shooting up a church. Here's the other article for NPR. And it said California church shooter was motivated by hate for Taiwanese people, officials say. Let's see what this update article had to say. And it goes in talking about California gunman in a daily attack at a South California church was a Chinese immigrant motivated by hate for Taiwanese people, authorities said. The shooter killed doctors John Cho, 52, and wounded 5 others during a launch held by Ivan Taiwanese Protestant Church was worshipped at Governor Patterson Church in longer woods, authorities said at a Monday news conference. Orange County Sheriff Don Burns said that the motivation of the shooting was a grievance between the shooter, identified as a Chinese immigrant, and the U.S. citizen and the Taiwanese community. China claimed Taiwan is a part of its national territory and had no rule for bringing its island under its rule. The suspect was identified as David Cho, 68, of Las Vegas. He has been booked on 1 count of murder and 5 counts of attempted murder and is being held on $1 million bond. Cho is expected to appear in the state court Tuesday, and it was not immediately clear. It is not clear he had an attorney who could speak on his behalf. A federal hate crimes investigation is also ongoing. Cho's family was among many that were apparently forcibly removed from China to Taiwan sometime after 1948. Orange County District Attorney Todd Bazor says Cho's hatred towards the island, documented in handwritten notes that authorities found, seemed like it began when he felt like he was treated well while living there. Burns, the sheriff, said Chow drove from Las Vegas to the Orange County Church, where he was not a regular attendant, secured the doors with chains, super glue, and nails, and started shooting. The gunman had placed 4 Molotov cocktails-like devices inside the church. A sports medicine doctor who is survived by a wife and 2 children heroically charged at the shooter and attempted to disarm him, allowing others to intervene. Chan probably saved the lives upwards of a dozen of people, the sheriff said. A pastor hit the gunman on the head with a chair, and the person hog-tied him with electrical cords, but Chan was hit by gunfire. I would tell you the evil was in that church, Spaz says, who added that Chow had an obvious bias against Taiwanese and his people. A former neighbor, meanwhile, said Chow's life unraveled after he was nearly beaten to death several years ago. Chow had been a pleasant man who used to own the Las Vegas apartment building where he lived. What's this? Baymore or Ola told the Associated Press. But Ola said that Chow received a head injury and serious bodily injuries in an attack by a tenant, and he sold the property. The neighbor said that last summer Chow fired a gun inside his apartment. No one was hurt, but he was evicted. I don't know, I'm butchering his name, but I can't pronounce this guy's name either. Or said Chow's mental ability seemed to be diminished in recent months. He was angry that the government did not provide comfort in his retirement, and he may have been homeless. Jerry Chen had just stepped into the kitchen of the church's fellowship hall around 3:30 p.m. Sunday when he heard the gunshots. Chen, 72, a longtime member of the Ivory Taiwanese Protestant Church, peeked around the corner and saw others screaming, running, and ducking under the tables. I knew someone was shooting. He said, I was very, very scared. I ran out the kitchen, the door to call 911. Oh my God, this is Samuel. I'm not going to say Sam. I'm not going to try to pronounce his last name. Geneva. Samuel, a member of the Geneva and a caretaker for the church, said he would start cleaning up in the kitchen when he heard the shots. Him and the other crawled out on their hands and knees to escape. 4 to 5 people wounded suffered critical gunshot injury. Authorities on Monday said 2 of the wounded were in good conditions, 2 were in stable condition, and the status of the 5th patient was undetermined. Chan said a group of 4 congregants had gathered in the fellowship hall for a luncheon after a morning service to welcome their former pastor Billy Chan as a beloved and respected community member who has served the church for 20 years. Chan moved back to Taiwan 2 years ago. This was the first time back stateside, Chan said. Everyone had just finished lunch and were taking photos with Chan. When Chan went into the kitchen, he said that's when he heard the gunshots. People told him afterward that the gunman had stopped to reload when Chan hit him on the head with the chair. they were just sad, saying, said, I never ever thought something like this would be happening in my church and my community. The shooting came a day after an 18-year-old man shot and killed 10 people at a supermarket in Buffalo, New York, in a racist rampage where the white gunman allegedly targeted a supermarket in a prominent black neighborhood. Well, of course, of course, because that's what most white supremacists do. They target black people. Lungo was built as a senior living community and later became a city. More than 8% of the residents in the city of 18,000 people, about 50 miles southeast of Los Angeles, are last 65. Those wounded by gunshots included 4 Asian men, ages 65, 75, 82, and 92, and an 84 and an 86-year-old Asian woman, the sheriff department said. It is not immediately clear whether all the victims were of Taiwanese descent. Tension between China and Taiwan are the highest in decades, with Beijing stepping up its military harassment by flying fire jets towards the safely governing islands. China had not ruled out forcing to reunify with Taiwan, which splits from the mainland during a civil war in 1949. Taiwanese chief representative in the USA, Ba King, offers condolences to the families on Twitter. I join the families of the victims and Taiwanese American communities in grief and pray for the speedy recovery of the wounded survivors. Whoever this person wrote on Sunday said. Now, I just wonder, will the Asian community speak on this behalf? Because since, this is devastating and it's a hate crime. I did another video where there was another hate crime between two Chinese ethnic group, where 4 Korean men had beaten up a Chinese man. Now you got Chinese attacking Taiwanese. And they try to say that, article I read earlier, they try to say that he was Taiwanese, but they said no, he immigrated to Taiwanese like most Chinese people did. They left mainland China and went to Taiwanese when their country separated. So when you got Asians deflecting saying, oh no, he wasn't Chinese, he was Taiwanese. They always deflect when two Asian people are fighting, they always try to say that they're this, they're that. That's not, he's only half Asian. Like that one Asian guy in Texas from years ago, like 2 years ago, I want to say, shot up the school. They say that an Asian community came out and said that no, he was only half Asian. That was his white side taking over. When clearly in their own country, you have Asian kids shooting up schools in Japan and China. You can research that too. And then on top of that, they have another it was another incident where was it? No, this Asian guy attacked the black people. Yeah, but George Floyd's murder. First thing the Asian community did was they said they denounced that Chinese cop that was involved in the killing of George Floyd. They say we in the community, we don't condone it, and we denounce him from the community. See how they deflect from that? So they try to say that it's not all Asians. So I'm saying that, well, this is one of the worst people in our communities. They rarely push it outside the communities in a way it doesn't affect them, which is a common trope in their culture. Is that in Asian culture, they just own you. If you bring shame to them, they disown you. So you don't bring shame on the whole family or the whole culture, which makes no sense. That's how they bury their shame. Now these people, you see the article. I'm just gonna leave the description in the link, and I'll leave the link to the articles in the description box below for you to go read them. So, but you let me think. You let me know what you think in the comment section, and don't forget to like, share the video.